So I've been trying to make realistic trade scenarios involving the Sixers, but the thing is there's no valuable contracts on this team, and it seems like Paul George is not going to be traded. Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey are untouchables, and that leaves us with Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, and Ricky Council. Honestly, I really only see one impactful trade with that package, and you're going to have to add picks to get it done. And you're going to see in this video, most of the trades I found or am suggesting really are not going to move the needle at all. Leave a like on the video. Let's not waste any more time. So officially, Andre Drummond accepted his player option. Kelly Oubre as well. Eric Gordon did not, but supposedly there's a chance he resigns because it makes him more money and also saves the Sixers money. It's time to take a look at some trades and try to turn garbage into gold. Let's start out with old reliable. Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, Ricky Council for Cam Johnson. Obviously, the Sixers would have to include draft compensation, most likely that first round pick from the Clippers, maybe a couple second rounders as well. This seems to be like the only needle-moving trade available with these trash contracts. You might have to include another first-round pick because, let's be real, we're giving them absolute dog shit besides expiring contracts. So this deal is going to be built off draft picks for sure. That right there would be a nice answer at the power forward position. Cam Johnson over his career, 78% of the time he's been on the court in 6 years, he's been playing the power forward position. Now let's get unrealistic for a second. Let's act as if Daryl Morey isn't the GM of the Sixers. I personally would call the Utah Jazz and be heavily interested in either a Lauri Markkanen package or a John Collins package for Paul George. I'm a really big fan of John Collins. I think his skill set is exactly what the Sixers need. He can really rebound the basketball. He's a double-double threat every night. I think he would be more willing to take on tougher matchups more consistently than a Paul George would be. My hope would be to develop John Collins into our version of Aaron Gordon. I think Paul George is a better player, but I feel like one of the aspects that made Paul George enticing to sign is he was supposed to be able to carry an offense with Tyrese Maxey without Joel Embiid. But I think last year, maybe it was because of injuries, it showcased that he's not really capable of that. And if that isn't there, I think a guy like John Collins and other stuff has more value moving forward in the modern day NBA. Now let's go to a single player trade. Andre Drummond and probably 2 second-round picks, maybe one if you're lucky, for Jalen Smith, a power forward. Also can play the center position if needed. He would help out in the rebounding category, add another secondary rim protector, and can stretch the floor. He had a down year shooting-wise for the Bulls last season, 32%, but with the Indiana Pacers the year before, he was shooting 42% from 3. So hopefully if the Sixers do trade for him, he's able to increase that 3-point percentage back to around 40%. Now, the Washington Wizards are just hoarding veterans on expiring contracts during their rebuild, so there's a lot of options. Here's one of my guilty pleasure trades. It looks like nothing crazy, but I think it would be very beneficial for the Sixers. Andre Drummond, Ricky Council for Kelly Olynyk. First off, I think this sets up the Sixers to have unique depth at the center position without Joel Embiid, because then you got Janai Broom, the bruiser of the group that you can give the rock and he can be a hub offensively, maybe get a bucket, but also he's going to be setting great screens. Kelly Olynyk's going to be the finesse player where he sets pick and pops, but of course, he's got the passing instincts as well. I see him as a Gershon replacement. He does the same types of things offensively. You got Adem Bona, the vertical lob threat of the group, so you got 3 different types of centers, but also Olynyk can play next to Broom. He can play next to Bona and Joel Embiid as well. But obviously, we have to expect that Embiid's going to miss time. And of course, I've suggested this trade a ton on this channel through the years. You can do Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond for Corey Kispert. And also, you can do Drummond and Ricky Council for Corey. Now, in both scenarios, most likely you're going to have to add a second-round pick. Definitely in the Ricky Council scenario. But maybe because Oubre is more established and they think they can flip him at the deadline if he plays well, maybe you get away with just the Drummond and Oubre player swap. Supposedly, the Pistons want to create some cap flexibility and move Simone Fontecchio since they're interested in Nickeil Alexander-Walker. maybe this gets Andre Drummond and the Fontecchio deal done. Sixers probably got to include a second-round pick. Sixers would definitely be interested in a 6'8" small forward who can shoot that rock on the move. He didn't really play well in Detroit, but maybe he just needs a change of scenery. I mean, Quentin Grimes struggled in Detroit as well. Now, this is one of my more unique ones. I doubt many Sixers fans know who he is. He goes by the name Vit Krejci. So Atlanta, Clint Capella is leaving them. They might be interested in some veteran depth at the center position, very cheap depth as well, and he's on an expiring contract, so that can be enticing. So our guy is listed at 6'8", but the thing about him, he plays like a point guard low-key, very good passer, 2.6 assists per game, only 0.9 turnovers last season, and he's a very good shooter, 43.7% on 3.6 attempts per game. Another enticing thing about him is he's young, 25 years old, on a very cheap contract. Atlanta seems loaded with this type of archetype, so it's always been tough for him to find minutes, but every time I watch him play, I'm pretty impressed. Like, he's a solid NBA player. So Sixers Nation is making up rumors that PJ Washington might be available. The GM of the Mavericks, Nico Harrison, the legend, in the post-draft interviews crushed that theory. Now, I do wonder if they would be interested in a Kelly Oubre, Najee Marshall swap. So Marshall last year started the year out terrible for the Mavericks, but then kind of found his groove towards the end of the season. Maybe the expiring Oubre contract is more enticing, and then maybe the Sixers add another second-round pick as well. They both have really been struggling from the three-point line lately, but Najee Marshall is a much better decision maker, and I would say defender as well. I was also thinking about Kelly Oubre for Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark is like an old-school power forward, a tremendous rebounder. He's been averaging 2 offensive rebounds per game over his whole entire career, just came off a major injury last season, bounced back pretty well. He's very unique, no three-point shot whatsoever, but he seems to always have a positive impact on the game. Good passer for his role as well. Reminds me of a player who had a lot of success last season with the Sixers, KJ Martin. Why did we ever trade him? To be honest, we should just get him back. Did you know the Sixers won his minutes? They literally had a positive net rating with him on the floor. That's insane considering how bad they were last season. Tyrese Maxey and him had amazing chemistry. Trading him for future second-round picks, I didn't really see the vision considering he's basically a second-round pick. And he was really developing nicely with the Sixers. I would love to hear your thoughts on everything in the comments section below, so let me know. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and most importantly, have yourself a great day, and peace out.